It was Sunday. I had my eyes half closed. My head was bowed, and I just sat there, staring at my toes. The music started playing, and my mouth began to move. This wasn't my first rodeo. This was church. I knew what to do. But this day I was distracted. I kept looking around the room, and I could see it in other faces. They were inattentive too. Some were just preoccupied with the worries of the day. Others possibly thinking about lunch or the 1 o'clock football game. But some carried in their hearts a deep heaviness and gloom. They came to church that day for a place of safety and refuge. But I too was frightened by the wind and the waves, like the disciples calling out your name, making sure that you're awake. Oh, me of little faith. Then, like a lighthouse in a storm, one face from a sea of faces stood out to me, piercing through the darkened room with a joy so big and bright. As he looked up, I knew he was reflecting the true source of light. It was Luke. In his cowboy hat, belt buckle, and his boots. He was standing near the front row, second person from the center. I leaned in towards the aisle so I could see his smile a bit better. He raised his hands toward the heavens, reaching up towards God. He even stood on his tippy toes, not caring what people thought. Because when you set your mind on things above, the things of earth grow dim. But to him, he was alone in there. Invisible to earthly ears and eyes, his focus on the one with whom his adoration lies, at the feet of Jesus, singing to his dad, praising Abba Father, reaching up to grab his hand. Of course he sang the loudest, and maybe out of key. But when you make a joyful noise, here's the awesome thing. You get to use God's pitch pipe, and he has a holy ear, so the true beauty of each note, it will always ring out clear. Luke sang praises to the Lord with passion and with grace, grateful for the day. A joyful heart is good medicine, and that is what he gave to broken and contrite spirits that were drying up our bones. He exposed our passive worship. He shook up the Sunday drones, though Down syndrome labels him, drumming up connotations. Luke looks to the Father, and uninhibited, he praises. He stirred something inside my heart, and I slowly started to stand. But I felt the grip of self-consciousness as I lifted up my hands. They barely made it past my waist. I closed my eyes and sighed. Worship in me is not just a Sunday thing. It's like a warship out to sea, always on the lookout for the battle at hand, filling my arsenal and preparing the cannons to serve the king, the cause, the one with whom my affection and adoration belongs. But if we are not intentional, distraction becomes our arsenal. Combined with any of our sin will be a destroyer of life and worshipful intentions. Some of us, like submarines, feel sunken without hope, underwater, only able to look up one eye through a periscope. And here I am with both eyes closed, so self-aware of outside things. But Lord, you are my strength, my shield, my fortress, defender, my stronghold, robed in glory, majestic, holy is your name, my provider, wonderful counselor, mighty God, you reign, everlasting Father, Prince of Peace, King of Kings, Lord of Lords, beginning and the end, both Savior and friend, creator of life, forgiver of sins, Emmanuel, God with us. You are glorious. Luke taught me to be free, the person God created me to be. No matter what other people see. Humble adoration, I bow down. You are holy. The cherubim and seraphim cry out. I'm on my knees in worship of a king so glorious, glorious. And when you bring others into this place of kneeling in adoration at the throne of grace. It is a spark that takes like a wildfire, burning the shaft where there was light. No darkness can last. Luke's igniter, his smile, joy, and presence, gifts from above. They are truly presents, and I don't say that lightly about anyone. Some of us were lukewarm that day, but he was just Luke, because that's his name. And I'm so grateful that he came.